another segment of Awkward Beginnings, and this one's gonna hit a little bit hard, man. And this is about a lot of our prisoner homeboys that are locked up that we forget about, and I'm guilty of it as well. You know what I mean? You know, when the homies hit me and they need some money in their books, I put it on. I do it for them, or if they need me to call some people on three-way or whatever the situation is. I do it for them. I do what I can for my boys locked up. But but this conversation is about the Compton police, the old Compton police before they became the sheriffs. There's a lot of people that's in the penitentiary that are overcharged, has been overcharged for crimes that they probably didn't have nothing to do with. If you grew up in Compton, you knew about the police putting guns on people, the police putting drugs on people, the police raiding people, raiding the wrong people's houses. You know what I mean? That's why they used to call them the Compton Dum Dums, which made them be changed to the Compton Sheriff Department. But before that, not to even say that the Compton Sheriff Department was 100%. You know what I mean? Like they was, like they was all good. But there's a lot of our people, man, a lot of our black people that are sitting behind bars right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're locked up for things that they didn't do or overcharged. Like my cousin Jermaine Taylor, better known as Night Owl. Free him soon. He been in there since '97. He was overcharged, and the weird thing is a lot of the detectives that was in on his case, I think two or three of them has been fired for exchanging exchanging things out of the interrogation room, taking drugs out the interrogation room or something like that, and beating somebody. You know what I mean? But back in those days, he was like the '80s. You know what I mean? I may not look like it, but I grew up in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? I was born in '76, so that makes me 47 right now. You know what I mean? But these eyes right here have seen a lot. As a kid, even as a kid, I would see the police come to the alley and beat people down for no reason, pit drugs on people, take them to jail. You know what I mean? And this is back in the days where if you was on parole, there wasn't no bail. Now I don't know what changed with the law, but shit, I'm seeing niggas getting out of jail on 3, 4, 5 bonds. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? But I'm doing this live because there's a lot of our partners, man, that we forget about. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I'm ashamed. I say it like that because I'm ashamed myself. You know what I'm saying? Of not doing enough for the homies that I do have in jail. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, my cousin Jermaine, my Kim folks, Marcel Jones, Moon, shit, my nigga L, shit, he's locked back up. For free him. Lil Rock from Compton, my boy Lil Rock. He always been a solid dude. You know what I mean? I'm saying this because I don't know what to do. Maybe somebody that is a little smarter than me, man, can, you know, tell me what the process is of at least going down to the police station and are talking to Internal Affairs about opening up some of these old cases, because a lot of those old cases were, proven to be. There's a lot of guys getting out of jail now, after 20, 30, 40 years, you know what I mean? Because we got better technology now, you know what I'm saying? But there's so many prisoners in jail, it's hard to get to every case at one time. So, this live is pretty much about, to ask questions, man. What do we do as black people if we think that our people were falsely accused or over sentenced for, whatever crime that they did, or even if they were, you know, um, you know, falsely accused for that crime. If they didn't even do the crime, and after sitting in jail for 20 years, you kind of start getting the feeling like you feel like you actually did it. You know what I'm saying? You start feeling guilty. The whole mind state of getting out is far away from your mind now. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I'm just talking to my people, man, my fans. My people that come on to listen to me. Whenever I come on, and I just want to know, what can we do, man, as black people, um, as far as opening up these cases and doing homework on some of these cases. You know what I'm saying? And helping some of these guys that's locked up. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people being let out of prison now, and a lot of them are like child molesters and people that beat women and beat kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of people that the government is choosing to let out. You know what I'm saying? Then when they get out, it's hard for them to get a job. As far as the good guys. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for them to get a job. And this ain't like the 80s, like back in the old days where you can, go get you get you something and go double it or triple it, if you know what I mean. These days are done. The hustle days are done. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to one of my boys the other day, and he had did, I think, 12 years in jail, and shit. And I was asking him like, so shit, since you've been out, what's different, man? What's different out here? You know what I mean? How have the streets changed since you've been gone? You know what I mean? After 12 years, and he was like, man, everybody's into their phone. Everybody's head down into their phone. You know what I'm saying? He's like, everybody's in a rush. Everybody's moving. Everybody, you know what I mean? And I guess it wasn't like that when he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of weird to him. He said he went to the mall and he almost had a heart attack because of the way people are, running around in there. And I guess after being in jail for so long, you used to all the traffic going one way. You know what I'm saying? And he said shit, he had to run out the mall because the people bumping into him and not saying excuse me and stuff like that. You can get yourself poked in prison for doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the question I needed to ask, man, local, I don't know if you on here, if you're listening right now, but I need some of my ex-con. He got a lot of dudes on here that got these penitentiary channels, and that's all at the day room. But what are they doing as far as helping people that are in jail and trying to get out? Because there's a lot of people in jail that don't deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? Um, you even got dudes like Charleston White. I was told that Charleston White's co-defendant, um, he just wants to get out of jail. You know what I'm saying? And he's been in jail for, I think they said, almost 30 years or something like that. And they say that Charleston White goes to his hearing, his parole hearing every year or every 3 years, whenever they have it, and tell them that he's scared for his life, that he doesn't think that this guy is ready to come out. That he don't think he's ready for the streets. You know what I mean? And he's basically keeping this dude locked up, which is kind of sad. That's I lost a lot of respect for Charleston White, man. He used to speak a lot of good stuff, for black people, man. But now I don't even see that. I don't see like Charleston White's meanings, man. Like what what what's he doing all this stuff for? Know what I'm saying? You know, um, at first I thought he was for the black man, but I see him tearing down more black people than anything. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he got a co-defendant that was in jail. That went to jail with him on the same case, and he's still locked up. Charleston White been out of jail since he was 21, I believe, and I believe now he's 47, and his co-defendant is still in jail, which is sad. But anyway, it's sad, man. But I'm doing this live because I want to know what the process is of, you know, going to the courthouse or going to internal affairs or going to the district attorney's office to start the process, at least start a process of seeing, you know, opening some of these books up, for some of these cases because everybody in prison ain't guilty. You know what I'm saying? And we got better technology now. And I understand there's a lot of people in prison, you know what I mean? But where do we start? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in Compton, that grew up in my times, that end up going to jail for murders that they didn't commit. You know what I mean? As long as they closed the books, they didn't care. You know what I mean? Back in those days, you still got people in you still got people in jail for weed crimes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But what do we do as black people, man, to help the cause? You know what I mean? If somebody can tell me what to do. My boy Moon called me the other day, and he's been in there since 98, 90, yeah, 98, 98 or 99, something like that. He been in there for a minute, and I'm like, bruh, what you been doing for the last 20 years or close to 20 years? You ain't been in the law library or nothing like that? And he just said time went by so fast or whatever. But if you want to get out of there, the only person that's going to help you is you. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in that law library. You got to find your loopholes. You got to read. Nobody's going to bring that information to you. I mean, you got people in there that'll charge you to find this information, but ain't nothing like getting in there and reading it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you know, um, the key is reading, man. Reading, getting in there and reading, comparing cases that compare to yours. You know what I'm saying? That's one way. And just basically looking for loopholes, you know what I mean? Because For every crime that's been done, you're not the only one. Whatever crime that you're in jail for, trust me, you're not the only one. And believe it or not, people has beaten those same crimes before. You know what I'm saying? So what I want people to do is, man, if you got any ideas for for my homeboy Moon, man, he been in there for a minute, and he found out that one of the detectives that that was in on his case, he ended up going to jail for setting people up like in the past, and he was in on stealing drugs and a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't even think he works for the Compton Police Department or the Compton Sheriff no more. So that could prove that he could be in there, for a guilty. He could be innocent. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention the time that he was on the run, there was the police had caught somebody. You know what I mean? And that person, lied and said that he did it. And since he was on the run, he was on the run for like a year. The police just said, "Fuck it, we just gonna throw it on him. Whenever we catch him, we'll throw it on him." You know what I'm saying? So, when they finally caught him, you know, and he got his paperwork to show, that his own partner, lied on him, snitched on him. And the thing is neither one of them was guilty for the crime that they were being accused for. But since they had the other guy and they pressured him so hard, they made him give up my homeboy. You know what I mean? So I don't know no names. I ain't giving up no names. I ain't saying no names. But you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And my boy is very upset because he feels like the neighborhoods gave up on him. You know what I mean? The people he grew up with gave up on him. You know what I'm saying? And and I can agree with him, man, because he called me one day. He was like, "Watch this, watch this." He called his people, had me on three-way. They heard his voice and they hung up. This ain't how you treat your people, man, that's been locked up for 17, 18 years, you know what I'm saying? It's always smiles and hugs, though, when you get out, you know what I'm saying? It's sad, man. My boy told me the other day, nowadays, shit, you just used to have to worry about the snakes in the grass, but now the snakes are driving, they running, they jogging, you know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. They hiding. Snakes are everywhere, man. And if anybody here in this live, man, can give me like some ideas or point me in the direction of where I can go to try to help my homeboy reopen up his case that he was charged for. You know what I mean? Because the main detective that was in on his case, he was fired, due to dirty, due to dirty arrest. You know what I mean? And he's trying to figure out that, you know what? Who's to say that same cop didn't set me up? Because I think he's gotten to a point now that he's been in there so long that he feels like he's guilty now. You know what I'm saying? He feels he feels like he actually did the crime. But the thing about it is, man, is if you know you're innocent, never give up hope, man. You can never give up hope. That's what I told him. You know you didn't do it. Don't give up hope. I know a lot of your family turned on you. baby mama, um, yeah, the baby mamas, they be the first one to go, just to let y'all know. They be out of here as soon as the police put the handcuffs on you. They gone. You know what I mean? That's why I don't trust no females. You know what I'm saying? And they all turned on. They all turned on my boy. That's why I'm not into the gangbanging stuff. I'm not no gangbanger, and I'm glad that my family kicked my ass when I thought I wanted to be a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Track New, and I'm proud, which I'm proud of, but I'm not a gangbanger. That's not me. That's not the thing that I did. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a family, and we did like extreme stuff. We rode motorcycles, we played sports, football, stuff like that. But nah, I wasn't one of the shooters out there. You know what I'm saying? If that makes me sound like a pussy or whatever, a coward or whatever, call me that. But I'm not a gangbanger. That's not what I am. I believe in saving my people, not destroying them. You know what I'm saying? I believe in saving my people, and I believe in my people somehow getting together and becoming one force. You know what I'm saying? And becoming strong. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we got what it takes. We got the Bloods, we got the Crips, we got the Muslims, we got I mean, we're divided in so many divisions. We got the GDs, we got the Vice Lords, we got the Mickey Cobras, we got everything. All these different gangs. Now, just imagine how strong these organizations, I'm not going to call them gangs, I'm going to call them organizations. Just imagine how strong these organizations would be. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers were strong, they were powerful. And Hoover had to do something about that. You know what I mean? They had to do something about the mafia because they were strong. But the weird thing is that the Black Panthers, all we did was police our own neighborhoods because, you know, the police that we have living in, that portray our neighborhood or patrol our neighborhood, they're not from our neighborhood, so they don't know how to treat our people in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Scott, he's in and out of jail all the time. My cousin Crazy Eight, everybody knows him. You know what I mean? Um, this is how he went to jail on this last violation. He was on a Landra, and some girl was running across the street. She was PCP'd up, and he ran across the street to stop her from getting hit by a car. And, the police congratulated him for that. You know what I'm saying? They congratulated him. And then they ran his name, man, and seen that he had two strikes. They seen that he had two strikes already. And he went from a hero to a criminal that fast. So it's sad, man. That just let you know that the police ain't always on your side, man. But if anybody has any information on how to start the process of opening up old cases, you know what I mean? Especially the Compton police, they were the dirtiest police in LA County at the time. So I'm trying to figure out if anybody has information on how to open up some of these old cases, because a lot of these old cases that were, that people were convicted for back in the 80s and the 70s, a lot of them were dirty cops. There were people being set up with guns, people being set up with drugs and all types of stuff. And a lot of these police have been proven to be wrong already. And I didn't have much to say. I just coming on. Hopefully, somebody in the comments can give me an idea. And I want to say free Lil Rock. I want to say free my nigga Moon, my nigga L, my nigga Night Owl. You know what I mean? And some of the others, man, that are locked up. I don't know I can't remember everybody's name, but everybody know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But everybody have a good morning, man. Everybody have a productive morning. And this is another live from Awkward Beginnings.